Hello and welcome. My name is Marva Ward. I'm the National Product Educator for the Now brand of supplements in Canada. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about sports nutrition, but on a real basic level, and coupling that with information on a lot of our sports nutrition products. Sports nutrition, it really is a science of sports nutrition. It's nutrition, supplementation, and timing. As mentioned, I will also be talking about our Now amino acids and some of our sports supplements. Nutrition, supplementation, and timing. There's specific nutrients work at specific times and should be consumed at specific times before or after workouts. This results in maintaining health. Absolutely. In reaching your goals, whatever your goals might be as far as your sports is concerned. Precisely timed supplementation and nutrition reduces the incidence of hitting the wall, putting you in a position where you're not advancing. It eliminates adrenal fatigue and adrenal burnout as well. We'll speak quite a bit about that as we carry on today. So the energy phase, the pre-workout phase, 30 minutes before working out, consuming a snack that consists of protein and carbohydrates. What this does is it increases the nutrient delivery into the muscles. It spares muscle glycogen and the protein within the muscle. Glycogen is simply carbohydrates. It's fuel and it can be accessed through the workout period. It limits the immune system suppression and absolutely supports the adrenal glands, controlling cortisol release while working out, minimizes muscle damage. It sets the nutritional stage for faster recovery following your workout, and multiple options based on need as far as what the snack might be. Many people, the go-to for this is a light carbohydrate snack, and some people take a perfect example might be a carbohydrate maybe in the form of a rice cracker with peanut butter as your protein option. Just a very light snack to keep you going as you are working out. Pre-workout nutrient starts with protein. It can be a whey protein. You could have it in the form of a shake if you want, a small shake where you're using a whey protein isolate or a pea protein. A carbohydrate such as berries or bananas. Bananas are often the go-to, or even mixing your whey protein with apple juice or pineapple juice. You're getting the carbohydrate component and you're also getting the protein component as well. There certainly are many different nutritional strategies. Often if people are having a protein shake prior to working out, they may be adding a few supplements to it as well to support the entire workout and the whole physical process. Arginine, for example, is converted to glycogen or glucose. Arginine is also a vasodilator, so it'll open up the blood vessels and allow for certainly for lowering blood pressure, but allowing more blood to get to the muscle, and that's precisely what you want as well. Taurine is often used as a pre and post workout, helping to boost nutrient absorption and helping with state of mind as well. Creatine monohydrate, it hydrates the muscles. It's often used pre-workout as well to enhance muscle growth and bringing fluid to the muscles. And carnitine, many athletes take carnitine prior to workout and after workout, along with glutamine, again for muscle repair and for energy production. Post-workout, the anabolic phase, this is where nutritional consumption, you must consume nutrition within 45 minutes of post-workout. Nutrients begin to repair damaged muscle protein and replenish muscle glycogen stores. Muscle cells are extremely sensitive to the anabolic effect of insulin. 45 minutes after workout, insulin is very high, and it is at a point where the body will accept carbohydrates, protein, fats in order to replenish the body, but also to drive that protein back into the muscle tissue. This sensitivity declines rapidly after I would say even after an hour. And so it's really important to have that protein shake with a bit of fat right after workout, within an hour after workout. This window of opportunity dramatically slows, and the muscle glycogen recovery. So ultimately, the repairing of existing muscle and the synthesis of new muscle is vital at taking the nutrient at this particular time. It also, consuming the protein in the presence of insulin results in greater synthesis of new protein. I think it's also important to note that this really is what helps with, again, helping to maintain the integrity of the adrenals, and this will certainly protect against adrenal burnout. And adrenal fatigue. Specific macronutrients for post-workout shift the body from a catabolic, so a wasting or a depreciating situation, to an anabolic, a building state. It replenishes the muscle glycogen stores, initiates tissue repair, supports an environment of muscle growth. It reduces muscle damage and helps to bolster the immune system as well. And as I'd mentioned, helps support healthy adrenal function. Protein and simple carbohydrate combination could be your pea protein, the fermented soy, or it could be a protein isolate with a carbohydrate such as juice or bananas or grapes, as mentioned, and a simple carbohydrate such as waxy maize, which I'm going to present to you later. However, it's simply the carbohydrate component simply could be the berries and the bananas as well. A lot of people often put fats into their protein shakes. MCT oil. Sometimes people ingest that prior to workout. I'm going to be speaking a lot about that as well as we carry on. Additional supplements to consider, which I mentioned, were L-glutamine for muscle repair and immune, and branched chain amino acids. They go directly to the muscle tissue to help rebuild. So often BCAAs are included in additional BCAAs are included in the snack or meal, or the nutrients after post-workout, or post-workout nutrients. We'll talk a little bit about amino acids here, and I know I've had presentations on amino acids, but I think it's important to understand how they work. There's 22 of naturally occurring amino acids. 20 of them are proteinogenic. They're involved in the process of gene expression, and they are involved in the process of muscle and tissue and neurotransmitters. There's essential, non-essential, and conditionally essential. 9 essential amino acids are sourced from our food. We must get these amino acids from our food. The 11 non-essential are synthesized in the body from the essential amino acids, but also through other precursors and other nutrients as well. Building blocks of protein, hormones, antioxidants, and neurotransmitters, necessary for structural support, tissue growth, immune support, and nerve transmission. There are L and D forms. The L form is the naturally occurring form that's found in the body. When you see amino acids on the shelf, L-arginine, L-glutamine, these are all the forms of amino acids that work with the human body. They are called L forms because when they're studied under light, the light moves to the left, so you know it's a naturally occurring. D forms are synthetic, not readily incorporated into the human body, and you're typically not seeing them within the natural community. I think the only example of that would be the DL phenylalanine, and this is a form of both natural and synthetic phenylalanine. Several amino acids do not polarize, and so ultimately you're not going to see the prefix of the L or the D, and that, of course, is taurine and glycine. The 9 essential amino acids are listed here on slide number 12: histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Keep in mind they all must be taken with they all must be sourced from food or supplements. Now, I have placed an asterisk beside 3. These are branched-chain amino acids, and they're very special because they're metabolized differently in the body. And as I spoke earlier about taking branched-chain amino acids immediately after workout, branched-chain amino acids will go directly to muscle after they've been digested, whereas other amino acids go to the liver. And I'll speak more about that in a moment as well. Non-essential amino acids are listed here on slide number 13. Alanine, arginine, asparagine, asparic acid, cysteine, glutamic acid, glutamine, glycine, proline, serine, and tyrosine. You'll notice a single asterisk beside some of them. These are conditionally essential amino acids. These are amino acids that are needed in more than what we're actually manufacturing, and so often supplementation is the perfect way to replenish stores where we have depleted them. And certainly workout and sports nutrition or sports situations is a perfect example of how these particular conditionally essential amino acids can be depleted simply through the act of working out. Just as an FYI, the double asterisks are essential, are non-essential amino acids that are actually essential in infants. Free form are not bound to any other amino acid. You're going to see them on the health food shelves as just the single amino acid like glutamine, lysine, taurine, etc. They're quickly absorbed into the bloodstream. These are what are used to really get immediate results. They don't have to be taken with food. Sometimes they are in a sports nutrition situation, but often they're taken away from food as well. And certainly when you're using amino acids for therapy, you're typically taking these free-form amino acids away from food. Peptide bonded is what we're getting in our food. If we think about the protein shakes that we may be drinking, or the piece of chicken or fish that we're eating, all of the amino acids are bound together by peptide bonds, and they need to be broken down. They're taken with food because, quite frankly, they are food. And I will explain in a moment about how it's broken down in the stomach and in the small intestine. Branched chain amino acids, as I mentioned, are really unique because although they are digested as normal amino acids, once they are released into the bloodstream, they do not go to the liver. They go directly to muscle tissue. This is for sports nutrition. This is absolutely essential because they go directly to the muscle tissue to help rebuild and repair. So if we think about protein digestion and we swallow the protein, it's the hydrochloric acid that really starts to break down protein. And it starts to break down those peptide bonds that I spoke about and remove the amino acids from the peptide bonds, separating them and really making them making them single amino acids. As we go into the small intestine, pancreatic enzymes are released that help break down these amino acids even further. And ultimately, once they are turned into micronutrients, they're released into the bloodstream. As I said, branched chain amino acids go directly to muscle, whereas all other amino acids go to the liver. The liver regulates the distribution of amino acids to the rest of the body, often doing some converting of it on its own as well, dependent what the needs are in the human body. So I'll speak to you today about a couple of our proteins, our powdered proteins in the form of whey and pea protein, and then a number of different amino acids that really are pertinent and certainly used in the sports arena in helping to create a better, a more effective sports individual or athlete. Whey protein powder is safe for all ages. It's a low temperature microfiltration process. This limits the denaturing of the protein itself, ensuring the bioavailability, the digestibility. When you have an isolate, you have a very clean, pure protein. It's very naturally high in branched chain amino acids, which we've spoken about. In our protein, 25-gram protein serving. In our serving, there's 25 grams of protein and 110 calories per serving. We have natural chocolate and vanilla. Pea protein is an isolate as well, and for the vegetarian or the vegan, it is a perfect option because it is a complete protein, although it is not an animal-sourced protein. When I speak about a complete protein, that is a protein source that contains all of the 9 essential amino acids. Whey, of course, does. All animal protein does. Not all vegetarian protein does, but certainly pea protein is an exception. It's high in branched chain amino acids, very high. One scoop, 33 grams, contains 4,800 milligrams of branched chain amino acids and over 2,000 milligrams of L-arginine. A very, very effective protein for the sports individual. Highly soluble, easy to digest. No sucralose or aspartame. We have organic and conventional non-GMO pea protein. Glutamine is a conditionally essential amino acid. It is the most abundant amino acid in the human body. However, we are often deficient in it simply because we use it for so many aspects of metabolism. It assists in the maintenance of positive nitrogen balance in the anabolic state, and that's what you're looking for in the recovery state. It helps with tissue repair. It is absolutely imperative to help rebuild tissue, and is really a go-to amino acid for the sports enthusiast. Shortens recovery time, even for individuals who are going on a hike and aren't typically all that sports-minded. If they, at the end of their hike, they take about 5,000 milligrams of glutamine, they're going to find that the next day they're not going to be feeling as sore or as tired. It helps with energy production and immune system support, and it supports the immunity from the gut as well. Helps to curb sweet cravings when you're looking at 15,000 milligrams per day. And L-glutamine is very, very safe, and in very large doses, they're showing no negative effects, and extremely positive effects as well. L-arginine is another amino acid that is conditionally essential. It aids in the metabolism of ammonia during protein breakdown. It helps with urea metabolism and excretion, stimulates the release of insulin. Again, something that is very positive within the sports arena. One thing that it does is it's a substrate for the synthesis of nitric oxide, so it's a precursor to nitric oxide, and it's one of the only precursors. It's which means that it will lower blood pressure. It's a vasodilator. It relaxes smooth muscle, both coronary and skeletal arteries, allowing more blood to get to the muscle tissue. It's shown also to increase human growth hormone production as well. We have it in capsules and tablets and powders. Citrulline is a real partner with arginine. Citrulline is synthesized from arginine via nitric oxide synthase, so you can really see this really coexisting relationship. Ornithine is produced via the catabolism of proline or glutamine or glutamate. This trifecta with ornithine helps in the urea cycle to remove the ammonia, as I'd mentioned, which is a byproduct of protein metabolism. It reduces fatigue and increases sports capacity. It increases arginine and ornithine in the plasma, and it lowers blood pressure by increasing arginine in the plasma as well. And arginine, of course, is a natural vasodilator. We have this combination arginine citrulline, but we also have citrulline on its own as well. Ornithine is not a proteinogenic amino acid, but it supports the production and release of human growth hormone and insulin, ultimately really a go-to again for your athlete. It plays the central role in the urea cycle detoxification, degrading ammonia and metabolizing nitrogen, which I mentioned. And it converts citrulline, glutamic acid, it converts to citrulline and glutamic acid and proline. Again, you can see this synergistic relationship with other amino acids. It helps in the formation of creatine, and again, it's a potent human growth hormone stimulator. Now, it's important that you take ornithine on an empty stomach, 3 to 4 hours before eating or after eating. Taking ornithine with food may shift from muscle building properties of ornithine to fat and its fat burning properties to a weight gaining. So if you look at this from a logical perspective, it's also a very healthy weight gainer. For individuals who are working out and they want to gain weight, they should take ornithine with food, and that's going to help them gain weight. But because they're working out, it's going to be a very positive result. Taken at bedtime on an empty stomach aids in fat metabolism through the liver, but also helps convert excess body fat into energy. Very, very popular and effective amino acid. Taurine, it's the second most abundant amino acid in the body. It's a sulfonic acid, actually, that's derived from cysteine. So again, not a proteinogenic amino acid, but certainly plays a key role in another number of different aspects in the human body. Maintenance of taurine levels during exhaustive exercise is vital for optimal performance. It improves the maximum aerobic, anaerobic, and mental performance. Taurine supports GABA production and utilization, and so it really helps with calming you down, allowing you to perform more mentally focused, and is extremely effective in reducing blood pressure, cardiovascular support, and in enhancing cognitive performance. L-carnitine absolutely is a real go-to for the sports individual for many different reasons. It is a conditionally essential amino acid. It's synthesized from methionine and lysine, and it's produced in the body in the presence of cofactors, and it can only be produced in the body when these cofactors are present, and that's vitamin C, B3, B6, and iron. And I think it's important to look at that because many individuals are deficient in all of those nutrients. So it's also going to affect their levels of carnitine. Carnitine is essential for transporting long-chain fatty acids across the mitochondrial membrane. This is precisely why individuals take this, because it gives us energy. Transporting fatty acids to the mitochondria help for burning fat, absolutely, but also in processing energy. Our energy production is ATP, and carnitine helps with the recycling process of ATP. It also has an antioxidant effect in the human body, protecting against lipid peroxidation in the phospholipid membranes. And our cells are in the outer layer of the cells is nearly 100% phospholipid membrane. And so it is L-carnitine that works against oxidative stress with our cells and with these lipid membranes. Oxidative stress induced in the myocardia endothelial cell levels, carnitine is protective as well. Our liquid carnitine is 100% pure carnitine tartrate. And the reason we have gone with Lonza, that's and Carnipure, the company that makes our carnitine, is they were the first company that was to be able to create a liquid carnitine that was 100% pure carnitine tartrate, and it was also pure L-carnitine with no transference of D-carnitine. It is a Swiss company that has been making carnitine for 25 years, and I've given you the URL here if you're interested in looking at some of their studies. I think the most recent study that they've done was that they took 1,000 milligrams, simply 1,000 milligrams of carnitine per day, and found that it also increased energy stores and increased ATP production. Prior to this, it was thought you needed 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams per day to be able to activate this production, but their recent studies are showing that lower levels of carnitine at 1,000 milligrams per day are effective as well. Our liquid carnitine contains B5. When converted to coenzyme A, it works directly with carnitine to convert food to ATP. And this is all the Krebs cycle in action and our energy source being created. B6 is a cofactor, and you have to have B6 for the production and utilization of carnitine as well. Branched chain amino acids, as I mentioned, are taken up directly by the muscle, and they're not synthesized in the liver. This really helps us regulate tissue and muscle breakdown. Research shows that enhanced BCA catabolism during exercise, it may increase BCA requirements, and so taking extra branch chain amino acids after working out will decrease the breakdown of muscle proteins and increase the buildup of muscle tissue as well. Really maintains muscle integrity. Leucine prevents muscle wasting. It's essential for the formation of hemoglobin as well. Isoleucine helps to reduce muscle breakdown, and promotes tissue and bone repair and healing. And valine influences neurotransmitting uptake. We have this in capsules as well as in powder form. Beta-alanine is a patented form. In our particular beta-alanine, called carnosine, is a patented form of beta-alanine that has been clinically tested to show that it increases muscle carnosine content, allowing muscles to work harder. So basically, it is a carnosine component, the amino acid carnosine. Beta-alanine is backed by scientific research demonstrating that carnosine supplementation results in delayed muscle fatigue and also supports rapid muscle recovery as well, thereby helping to attain strength and endurance training goals. Our beta-alanine increases muscle carnosine levels, a factor in delaying neuromuscular fatigue, so it will allow you to work longer in high-intensity exercising. A half a level teaspoon contains 2 grams of beta-alanine. The dosing is a half a teaspoon 2 times daily, mixed with water and away from food. MCT oil is absolutely a go-to for a number of different reasons. What is MCT oil? It's a fat or an oil, a fatty acids that have been extracted from coconut oil and palm oil. Capric acid and caprylic acid, saturated fatty acids that are extracted from coconut oil. It's a thermogenic. The one thing that MCT oil will do is will help the body convert its energy source from carbohydrates to fats. So it will ultimately help the body use its own fat for fuel as opposed to carbohydrates. It's a thermogenic, really produces energy very, very quickly. Medium chain triglyceride fats are naturally found in coconut oil. They're very easily and rapidly digested. They often do not need to go through the liver and gallbladder for processing, and for intestinal absorption. MCTs are metabolized very quickly, and they increase energy expenditure almost immediately. Numerous studies suggest that substituting MCT oil with other fats in a healthy diet may help to support healthy weight loss and body composition. One thing about MCT oil, it spares lean body muscle tissue as well. Creatine monohydrate is often used prior to workout. It's a natural compound that's found in the human body, and it's obtained in the diet primarily from meat and fish. It is your energy reservoir, especially during intense physical exertion. So, hence the opportunity to take it prior to workout. Creatine helps the body convert ADP, which is a byproduct, for lack of a better word, than ATP. But there's this cycle of ATP converting to ADP and then converting back to ATP. Again, all providing great amounts of energy for the body. And it's creatine that helps with this conversion to ATP. It is said to increase short-term endurance and strength. And it can also be stored for later use in the cells, sort of like an energy reservoir. Ours is 100% creatine monohydrate, and it contains no additives or preservatives. The last product I'll speak about today is now ProGF. This is designed to support optimal sports performance. Arginine, ornithine, and glutamine are necessary for the maintenance of nitrogen balance, helping to rid the body of excess ammonia. Lysine is an essential component for protein muscle tissue and needed for the body's production of hormones, enzymes, and collagen. Glycine is known for its role in glycogen synthesis and supporting muscle energy output. And glutamine and glycine support healthy immune responses, especially during times of physical stress and intense exercise. L-arginine the ProGF contains 1,500 milligrams of arginine, 1,500 milligrams of ornithine, 500 milligrams of lysine, 2,000 milligrams of glutamine, 2,000 milligrams of glycine, and 500 milligrams of GABA. So really, it's an amino acid supplement that's formulated to support optimal sports performance. Again, giving you some information about arginine, ornithine, lysine, and glutamine that's critical for endocrine function and also to promote muscle and tissue growth. They are also extremely important for the production and maintenance of nitric oxide. So this is allowing to lower blood pressure and again, bringing blood directly to muscle tissue to optimize the response in intensive physical training. Glycine, as I'd mentioned, its role in glycogen synthesis, and glutamine and glycine help with the immune response and also recovery from physical stress and intense exercise. This is a formula that's to be taken on an empty stomach, either 20 minutes before bed or exercise, 5 days on and 2 days off. Sweetened with stevia and fructose. Thank you very much for attending. I appreciate your support and have a wonderful day.